Hey brother, I just wanted to show you some stuff on the game that I introduced you to give you more perspective on why I think it's cool. Um, you have level 1 ships. I have 4 of them, which you can see. The Hashidati, Chengen, the Black Swan, and the Bougainville. These are my tier 1 ships, but I have lots of ships, and I just shaded all the others out so you can see the tier 1s. But to give you an idea, you can click here to kind of sort through your ships. I can uncheck this, and I can make this carousel view 4 rows, and you can see that I have 95 ships instead of 4. So I've been playing this game a long time, and there's lots of ships that do different things. Really, the smaller ships, like you have, I view it as just to get you to see what else is there and sort of the basics on how to work the game. So this is the Hashidati. You see you've got guns in the back, you got guns in the front. There are 2 guns here. Here under the name of the ship is a lot of information. You have your captain. If you click on your captain, you'll see that he has skills, and you can skill him up to do different things. Not going to get that deep into it today. I just wanted to show you stuff. So if you have a more skilled captain, he's more accurate. Sometimes he's faster. Sometimes the guns work better. Sometimes there's more hit points. So this is one way that you give yourself a competitive advantage against the other Hashidatis out there in the world. In addition to the captain, you've got a description of the ship. You want to see what the armor looks like. You can click armor layout, and it'll show you a little bit about it. Now this is all the lowest 6 to 13 millimeter armor all the way around. So this ship is essentially made of tissue paper compared to some others. In addition to looking at the armor layout, I'll tell you that there's something called the Citadel, and you have a high superstructure. Right here is main battery mounts and armor, and so you want to do what you can to hit what's called the Citadel. And the Citadel traditionally is towards the middle of the ship by the turrets and underneath the guns. Okay? And frequently, depending on the ship, it could be above the waterline or right at the waterline and very difficult to hit. So knowing where to hit on a ship can make a difference with the bigger ships. So what you're doing now, really anywhere is going to do damage because there's no difference in the armor anywhere. Give you an example. Let me go all the way up here to my biggest ship, which is the Montana, which is the American battleship. And you will see that that's a much different thing. Up here where the guns are, you see that the armor is significantly thicker, whereas the level 1 is 6 to 13 it was. Here you've got up to 650 millimeters. So this is a much different animal than what you were looking at before. The armor belt, they've got an armor belt around the bigger tier ships, which is an extra layer of armor because this is where all of your ammunitions are kept, and if you penetrate that, the whole ship blows up. Superstructure is good to hit. But really the Citadel and hitting Citadels are frequently going to be under turrets or under the superstructures or towers. So that's frequently where you'll find experienced gamers aiming is in this green section here, just above the armor belt, or sometimes through the armor belt if they have guns they think can penetrate. So there's a little bit of a difference. Now, going back to the Hashidati, because I just kind of want to focus on that, but I wanted to give you something to think about in terms of contrast. Here are different characteristics of the boat, and you can open them up and look at them. 5,000 50 hit points. This is a cruiser, which is a medium level. You have destroyers, which are small boats, and then you have cruisers, which are a little bigger. They can kill destroyers pretty well. And then you have the large battleships. So this is a cruiser. All level 1s are cruisers. You don't have any destroyers until I think you get to the next level, level 2. And then you start getting some destroyers. So anyway, just wanted you to kind of see the difference in the guns and stuff. Also an opportunity to kind of show you around the interface and show you how things work. You've got up here at the top port, modules, and exterior. These are the 3 things that help you with regards to your boat. If you're in port, you can't really edit your boat or anything, but you can see it very well. You can see your commander, whatnot, maneuverability, how fast your boat will go, concealment, how far away people are when they see you. This boat here can be detected within 7.5 miles. So that's kind of an interesting thing to understand, because you can make a decision as to whether to shoot and reveal your location or not. So those are interesting things in the game, I think. Besides the port, you have something called modules, and this is kind of where you can edit things. Here in level 1, you don't really have a lot of choice. You got what they give you. As you go up the stream, you might get a different hull that's updated with more armor. You may get better aiming technology or bigger guns. If you have a destroyer, then you'll be getting into different types of torpedoes, and you can select those here, and you have to earn them. Sometimes you have to have a certain amount of experience points and or credits that you can exchange for these upgrades to your equipment. In addition to upgrading your equipment, you have these upgrades here. I didn't even have for the Hashidate. I never selected one. But if I wanted to have a main armament upgrade like this one, I could select that, which is probably one I'll choose. And so you can kind of look at these and see that it makes your main battery survive much better at 50%. Torpedo tubes are irrelevant here. But also the repair time is down 20%. So that's probably what I'd choose. Auxiliary is not going to be as valuable in a tier 1 because you really don't have opposing airplanes and stuff. And yes, you have airplane carriers, in carriers in this that carry airplanes, and you fly airplanes at boats as well. And then you can also protect your magazine, which is where all of your ammunition is on your boat, from detonating significantly by choosing magazine modification. For this level 1, I probably would just choose that. So you can choose upgrades. This here is your consumables. You have really no choice. You've got high explosive shells, and you have a way to stop the fires, and that is through damage control. So those are the only 2 options you have. Now, contrast this page with regards to modules to that big old Montana, or let's go to the Salem, because the Salem is a cruiser, tier 10 cruiser, just like the Hashidate is a tier 1 cruiser. So this is cruiser to cruiser, and you can see that I have more weapons, if you will. Not only do I have high explosive, but I have armor piercing shells. There's differences in these. Armor piercing will go through armor, and it causes significant damage. But if you're dealing with a ship as thin as small destroyers, sometimes it goes right through and doesn't explode inside and create as much damage. So armor piercing is not the answer to everything. Sometimes high explosives will work better, especially on destroyers, because it doesn't go straight through without exploding inside. So that's kind of interesting. So you have 2 types of ammo in your main battery. You've got your repair party like you saw, but you can upgrade it here, and it'll take less time to reload if you want to do that. You also have defensive AA fire, where airplanes, I told you, come in at level 10, and so you can do things to even upgrade and have more damage if you do that. You have radar, surveillance radar, or hydroacoustic search, and these help you to see ships. They also help you to see torpedoes that are coming from ships to you. So this is like, it increases your range and the ability to react and avoids things. And then here you have the repair party, and whereas damage control stops the fires and stops the flooding, repair party actually adds hit points back to you, and so it makes your ship last longer, which is good. Now here I've got the repair party 1, which gives me 3 instances where I can hit that, and it'll increase my hit points for a while. If I go 2, then it takes less time to reload by almost half, and it gives me more occasions. So if I go 2, it's unlimited, which is nice. I don't typically do that with this ship because it's so big, and repair party takes so long, even with the less one, that typically if a ship's big enough to kill me, I'm not going to go through to the 4th time to use it. So for this ship, it doesn't really make sense to me. Upgrades also. I showed you just had that 1 upgrade. Here we've got 6 slots to upgrade. And so you upgrade your damage control, surveillance, and you can look at these things when you get there. I just kind of wanted to give you a feel. You know, concealment basically makes my ship less easy to be detected by up to 10%. So anyway, lots of features. If you look over here, hit points, yours was a little under over 5,000. This one here is almost 50,000. So almost 10 times the amount of damage I can take in this ship. I've got 3 by 3s, so I've got 3 turrets with 3 guns on them of 203s. So there's 1, 2, and probably 1 here in the back, 3. And these are big guns that do lots of damage. And then I have secondary armaments, 6 by 2s, and they're 127s. And so those are bad boys too. And then you also have your range is 18.4 that you can shoot these things at. And if you use you might see here on the back I have a plane. You won't see it yet, but you can have a plane option on some of these ships, which would even extend your ability to see and shoot further. AA defenses are all these little guns here. They kill incoming airplanes, and you can read that. I'm not going to stop. This goes 33 knots. It's big. It doesn't turn on a dime because it's so big. And its concealment isn't great because it's so big, but it's got such strong armor. It's not, not as big of an issue. Actually, I think the Montana has a plane on the back of it, so I can show you. No, it doesn't. Where'd my planes go? Who's got a plane on him? Probably some of these cruisers. I'm pretty sure you don't have a plane on you, Jean Barge. No, you don't have a plane on you. Iowa wouldn't have a plane, probably. It does. Iowa has a plane. Iowa's a level 9 ship. It's got really good guns on it, too, and it's faster than most. That's what I like about the Iowa. Anyway, just wanted to show you around some of the features of the ships and let you see that there's a lot more to it, and a lot more ships and a lot more configurations. Also, you'll note here, I told you that you just had the basic 4. Here I can upgrade my hull, B or C, and then if I go to B, I can upgrade my fire control and my engine. And so, it costs credits and time to do these things, but they make a difference when you're looking eye to eye with another Montana. You want to be the guy that's got the strongest shell, the best aiming, and can move the best. So that's kind of neat. The last thing I'll show you in terms of the ship is, and I'll go back to your Hashidati, so we're dealing with the one you're dealing with. But you can also, besides looking at the upgrades and the consumables, you can look at the exterior and you can do things with it. Here I've got a camouflage. I can change that camouflage to all sorts of different configurations. So they do things like this. Lowers your detectability. If you get to some of these that you win, you see they do a lot more than that. Besides that, you do more experience, more commander experience, etc., etc. So you can pick really any one of these. I might as well pick the last of the Blue Lagoon camouflage just for fun and put that one on. You also have flags. If you get a flag like this one here, put it on your boat because it changes things. Most of my flags, matter of fact, that's the only one that that does anything. So, you know, the other ones, you know, are kind of cool and they celebrate stuff, but they don't impact anything in terms of features. So I usually play this one here, which is regarding military month, and I get a little bonus in terms of credits and things. Why not? It's there. Signals are flags that you can put up that do different things. And, you know, for instance, this one here will work with your AA mounts and improve them 5%. This one here will lessen your reload time on your ships. This one here, Sierra Mike, makes you go faster, and so it increases speed. There's all sorts of features up here for combat. Economic gives you more credits. Here I get 50% more experience per battle. And then down here are the special ones. And some of these are, you know, there's one in here where you get like 777%. Let's see, here it is. Free experience every time I use one of these flags. So I'll only use these flags when I'm in a random battle that gives me more experience because I'm going against players instead of robots. And on big ships where I'll get a lot of experience. So I don't have things like that on this Hashidati and won't, because it'll just be wasting the flags. But when you get further along, this stuff will make more sense to you. So modules and ports are really where you edit the ship and you do things. Between the modules, the exterior modifications, and then your commander, that's where you set your, in this case, Hashidati apart from the other Hashidatis out there. There's a tech tree, and the tech tree will show you all of the ships that you can earn. They call them grinding it, when you go grind all the way to the bottom. For Japan, I really got into, because they've got great destroyers, so I got into destroyers and won all the destroyers they have to offer. Not really wild about these. I'll tell you, the Yamato and the Zhao are great ships, but I really didn't care to go through all and grind to get those because I had good battleships and cruisers in the American line, and so eventually I'll probably do it. But right now, I'm not focusing at all on Japan other than to have some good destroyers. U.S., for me, I've got all of them. I didn't grind the cruisers because I liked the destroyers mostly, and then I thought I don't have any big ships, so I did this. You also have aircraft carriers. I've got a couple. I don't have the Lexington. Could probably get the Lexington pretty easy if I wanted it. But I'm not as excited about the aircraft play. It's different now, and it looks cool when you're doing it, but it's a much different game just playing aircraft. So it's for some people, it's not for others. And I can show you what that looks like too down the road if you're interested. Russia, I don't have many of. Got a few. Germany, the same. I got the Tirpitz, which is a good ship. I'll also point out that of these ships, you've got across the top battleships, cruisers, destroyers, carriers, and then premium ships. These are ships you can buy, or ships that you earn some way, like through a task or an event. And so I didn't buy all the premium ships I have, but I bought some of them. I bought the Atago. No, I earned the Atago. I think I earned both of these. I bought the Tirpitz, which is the German one. I bought the Alaska. And it costs some money if you want to do those things. So you got to see if you're into this or not. And if you're not, that's okay. But if you are, I think it's a cool game. UK has great destroyers. They're different because they shoot torpedoes one at a time instead of as a set of 2, 3, or 5. So that's kind of neat that you can individually pinpoint. France, some of France's destroyers do that as well. I just got the Mogador recently, so I'm excited about that. The Republique, the French battleships from Alsace and Republique have monster guns on them. They do massive damage. I don't have the Pan-Asian. I think I've got one ship, yeah, and 2, I guess, for the level 1. In Italy, I've got the Roma, which is a great ship, and the Abruzzi, which is okay. Rome is slow, and it's a level 8, but it's not bad. And I don't have any of the Commonwealth or the Polish ship. So, anyway, that's basically a really quick overview of it. We could get into other things, profiles. But if you're interested in you start playing, then you'll look over these things and see what they are as you go. So there's not a whole lot I'm going to tell you about profiles. I will also tell you that I'm in a clan called the Steel Dragons, and so there's a clan tab here, and it shows them basically a ocean front that has buildings in it, and we earn oil when we play together in clan battles, and that gives us other features, and so there's things you can do to expand your clan and be involved. And so this is sort of the clan port, if you will, for the Steel Dragons. So it's kind of interesting. Do I expect you to get that deep into it? No, but maybe you'll want to play a little bit more and get up to mid tiers and see if you like it or not. Hope you enjoyed that, my friend. Can't think of anything else I want to say right now. We could go through things like this really quickly since I have been blessed with your attention. Naval battles, you have the I got two things I want to show you. This is our clan battle. We won the last one. Got some oil I told you about. Back to port. Containers. You can get containers. I've already taken the first one, and I have to get to this amount of experience in order to get another one. But you get containers here that have things that help you. They have flags. They've got resources, things like that. So that's cool. Campaigns. There's 3 campaigns going on right now. And I'm not going to get into this at all. I just wanted to show you that it was there. Combat missions is another interesting part of the game that I'll show you at another time if you're interested. Armory is where you can get some free stuff. Not free because you're not paying for it, but you earn it by playing the game. You earn what's called resources like steel or coal, credits. You typically will buy doubloons. Sometimes you can earn them in some ways, but not at a very high rate. That is sort of the currency of the game. And then in different types of special events, like you had a special event called Rogue Wave, which is just about over. You could get different commanders. This was all themed on sort of the apocalyptic Mad Max type thing. And so it's kind of an interesting promotion they ran. French destroyers. Since I like destroyers, I got into this. I earned the Jaguar, the Gepard, the Vaquin. I did not earn the La Fantastique, but I got the Mogador, which is their biggest one. So that was kind of neat, and it's almost over. You can get commanders that have more skill points. All these are level 10 commanders. I have a few of them. I earned these commanders in other ways. I didn't pay for them. but you can pay for them. You can get containers that have different things in them. Camouflages, if you want to pay resources for certain kind of fun camouflages. You can get ships. There's lots of ships. If you wanted to, what I have my target on is this Georgia right here, which is an American ship that's got really, really good guns, and it's kind of like a battleship because it's got really good armor, but it's fast like a cruiser. So it is a battleship, but it's fast like a cruiser. This ship here, I can get for 228 coal. I have 163, but I also have a coupon. And if I use that coupon, I only need a little over 7,000 more. So I'm going to grind and get the Georgia next. That's kind of where my next goal is. But there's lots of ships in here, and you can pay some doubloons to get a better ship if you like. These are the ones that I've gotten in different ways that are offered in the armory. And then the popular things that they encourage you towards are here at the top. So that's the armory, and the premium shop is where you go spend money. So I'm not going to spend much time on that at all, other than to show you that it's there. You buy doubloons, and with doubloons you can buy things in the game clearly from the armory. You can buy ships directly with money. Some of these are really expensive. I won the Jean Bart, which was cool, but there's packs where they put them together and stuff, and it can be ridiculously high. And some of these lower tiers aren't all that, expensive if you want to try something higher and willing to spend 10-15 bucks to do it. They have some special offers. That's where they bundle things together. So you'll see, like, they'll give you, here's a Jean Bart, and they'll give you some flags with him and charge you 80 bucks. And it's got apparently a lot more than that. I mean, it's got lots of flags. And then a really good ship. The Jean Bart's a really good French battleship, level 9, which is cool. So you can look it over. The last thing is up here. This is where the French destroyer event is. I've already completed it, so it's just telling me wait till next time. Hope that was useful, helpful, and or just a little bit fun for you to at least see more of what's in the game. When you start, you really have no perspective on the layers that are in the game and how big it can get. So thought I'd do that since I had a half hour and was thinking about it. Talk to you later. Bye.